Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Mountaineer Postgame Show. I'm Schuyler, Callihan. That's Christopher Hall. West Virginia finally snaps the three-game losing streak against Cincinnati. Today, they took down the Bearcats 63-50. A look here at the numbers. West Virginia shot an efficient ball today, 25 of 51. They go 50% from deep, 9 of 18. And meanwhile, Cincinnati really struggled to get anything going offensively. 17 of 54. They shot under 30% in the first half with 9 turnovers. They took better care of the ball there in the second half, but they just couldn't get anything going consistently throughout that final 20 minutes. Javon Small, 19 points, 9 assists. Amani Hansberry, 8 points and 11 rebounds. And Joe Yesufu off the bench, a perfect 16 points on 4 of 4 shooting from deep, 6 of 6 from the field. Initial takeaway for me in this one, Chris, is just a better start. I mean, that's been this team's bugaboo over the last 3 games or so. They just got off to such bad starts. And it starts with the defense. Sincere Harris is the straw that stirs the drink for West Virginia, and he came out, played intense, forced a lot of turnovers, a lot of miscues, and that seemed to be what sparked West Virginia in the early going.
Yeah, and they made shots.
Yeah.
Shocking that's a big difference when you make shots and the other team doesn't get out in transition. But I think that's really my biggest takeaway is they just played better offensively. Cincinnati was a decent defensive team. I'm not gonna say they were good. I know they're trying to build those announcers were trying to build it at the beginning. If this was going to be a defensive
Slugfest.
battle, yeah, slugfest. That's what they used. It's two of the worst offensive teams in the league. They see West Virginia shoot 55% in the first half. That was really the difference from what I've seen. Because if you look at a lot of the misses in some of these games, they got better at getting back in transition, but really they weren't doing a great job in transition defense. So making shots, being able to set up their defense really went a long way. And that's what it comes down to. Yes, they were able to get points in transition today. So you win those battles. More often than not, you're going to win the game, but Cincinnati's just been bad.
Yeah.
They made it into the top 20. I think it was 16th in the AP. Had a win over Dayton that was ranked in the top 25. Of course, they're not even receiving any votes right now. So it was a little bit, record coming into it was a little fugazi, right?
Yeah.
It made it look good on paper, but you get a lot of that non-conference play. And you've seen a lot, obviously, this weekend, saw a lot of top 25 teams lose. A lot of parity in college basketball, but don't want to get overexcited. Just kind of glad to see them shooting better. Like to see Yesufu get more minutes as we kind of turn out this back end of the schedule.
Yeah, the rebounding was another part of this today too. They didn't win the battle on the glass. They were actually -2, 33-31, but they were competitive, and that's what you need to do just to give yourself a chance. I mean, when you're getting doubled up, I mean, you're just giving up way too many second chance opportunities. So the fact that they were able to kind of even that out today was big as well.
Well, they gave up 12 offensive rebounds again.
Right.
Got to clean that up, especially a team that's going to miss a lot. Probably more stayed in with it. I know I've mentioned this post game before. If you miss 30 to 40 shots, the other team shooting closer to 50%, they're going to out rebound you. It's
Yeah.
kind of how that works, unless you're a really strong offensive rebounding team, and West Virginia is not. Really, from my standpoint, what I've seen them do, they're just out of position a lot. They either get out of position to start with and are easily pushed too far under the basket, or they're just not strong enough and get pushed too far into the basket. I'm
Or they're
saying
bailing. Sometimes
with the
a 3-point
within the
shot goes up
legal
and they
range.
bail.
I'm saying defensive rebounding, not
Yeah.
offensive rebounding. So they're either too far in, and I'm saying when they get pushed under through rules, it's not that the other team's getting away with anything. They're just not strong enough to hold their spot. Especially someone like Amani, who's only a sophomore, he'll get more strength as his career unfolds. So yeah, rebounding, yeah, it's definitely an issue, especially giving up 12 offensive rebounds. Got to clean that up because we've seen against better teams such as Houston, they're able to make you pay from the not just putback, but a 3-pointer.
Yeah, and again with Yosafu, I mean this is something we've seen before. The Colorado game for sure. I think he had 18 points in that game, but this has kind of come sporadically from him. They need him to be more consistent. I know that some of that's just based off of opportunities that he's given, but if he can become an 8 to 10 point guy off the bench for them, that just opens up so much more for this team offensively. It takes a little bit of the stress off Javon Small. It gives Darren DeVries more opportunities to get Javon off the floor a little bit more. I know you can't take him off too much, but that is so important. I think down the stretches, whether it's Joe Yesufu or somebody else, somebody has got to emerge off the bench to be able to spell Javon every now and then. Tonight was a big day for him.
Yeah, I really like to see KJ get back in the fold, get comfortable again. He had a nice game, his first game back after injury. I think he had 6 assists. But I don't think he's scored since returning. I'm not totally
Yeah,
100% on that, but
he
I don't
doesn't
think
have
he's
much of
scored a bucket.
confidence in that shot.
Right, so he's lacked confidence really since that first game back. And then yeah, like you said, you can get used to food. Like to see Powell. Powell was more efficient today. Got better. He played really well off the ball defensively today. Hansberry did a good job on the glass with 11 rebounds. So starting to see a little bit more confidence. And of course, I think a lot of it had to do with the Cincinnati team. They are playing really, really poorly right now. So
Yeah.
kind of see where they're at. I think DeVries said this was a quad one win. He said, "Don't quote me on that." I'm quoting him. I haven't checked it yet either, but it's
We're
not
counting it as one.
more than likely it's not going to stand as a quad one win by the end of the season. So this was pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all kind of must wins in conference play, but this was a must win. And you're going in on TCU next, and that's a must win. So you got to kind of clean some things up with this road trip.
This was a get right spot on paper for West Virginia. I mean, you looked at pretty much most things statistically. It kind of favored West Virginia in some sense, and it just looked like if they were able to come out and play defense like they did in the second half against Houston, they were probably going to come out with a win because Cincinnati's really struggled scoring the ball, as you mentioned. And now I believe in games that West Virginia holds their opponents to 70 points or less, they're now 12-3 with today's win. So that just shows you right there. Play extremely good defense, and you're going to give yourself a chance.
This is how
Got right
bad
today.
Cincinnati was shooting. All right. Before the Houston game, West Virginia was just under 40% from the field in Big 12 play. Cincinnati overtook that worst spot, and West Virginia shot just, I think, was 46% against Houston. Cincinnati is the league's worst shooting team in conference play, and they just hurt their percentage again today.
In a
So
big way.
And we've seen how bad West Virginia's been shooting. Cincinnati's been worse.
12,
so, I mean, that tells you how bad Cincinnati's playing right now.
12 of 68 was what West Virginia was from three in that 3-game losing streak. 9 of 18 today. This is, again, this is not me discovering something new here, but West Virginia, when they're able to hit threes, when you get 7, 8, 9 threes a game, you pair that with the defense that they can play, that's what makes this team dangerous. If they go 4 for 20 and play okay defense, that's where you start to get in trouble and you get into those 3-game losing streaks that they just had. So that's a big part of it. But get right.
What did they do? What did they do?
They made shots.
There you go. They made shots.
And play defense.
Where's the Huggy? Where's the Huggy quote when you need it?
We need to get a button next year, so every time we don't even have to say, we just boom. Huggins says we made shots.
Yeah.
But yeah, good right opportunity today for WVU. They'll have another one on Wednesday, as you mentioned. It's another must-win game if you want to keep that NCAA tournament resume as clean as possible. West Virginia, TCU tipping off on Wednesday at 8:00 on ESPN. TCU 10-10 on the season, so it's a must get for West Virginia before they come home.
I give it 4 musts.
The 4 musts.
Maybe even 5.
The two Utah teams in Utah and BYU on Saturday and then Tuesday. So that'll do it for us here today.
Utah and BYU are traveling out together. Maybe they come out early.
I have
kind
a
of
feeling
goofy. Like West Virginia plays them in consecutive, and then they finish towards the end of the season. They go play both of those teams. So they play them back to back here. And then towards the end of the season and the schedule, they play them back to back out there.
That might be
how that works out.
They might just follow each other on these East Coast trips. Like one plays in Cincinnati, West Virginia.
Just have the divider so the Holy War doesn't happen in there.
I don't know if it's called the Holy War now. Is that a real? Didn't they change it?
Who knows? I'm still calling it the Holy War.
So we'll see the Utes and the Cougs here within the next week or so. But again, West Virginia winner 63-50. Over the Cincinnati Bearcats here today, and they'll be back at it on Wednesday. So thank you guys for tuning into this edition of the Mountaineer Postgame Show. For Christopher Hall, I'm Schuyler Callihan. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on our YouTube page and give us a follow on X at SI_WVU.